Good morning, everyone. Welcome to LisaBug Mind Body Blend. We are in the month of January 2023. We've been learning all of the 8 forms of the YMCA Better Balance program, which works on balance, stability. It's a Tai Chi form, and we've learned each one, and now we are going to put that together. So we'll spend some time warming up, going through the entire flow of the forms. And we'll move it at a slow pace today, and then maybe next week we'll pick it up a little bit as we've learned the entire session linked together. For strength training today, we are going to be working on a muscular action called circumduction. And you can probably figure out what that is by CIR at the beginning, CIR. It's a circular action. And the only joints that really truly do a pure circumduction are the shoulders, the hips, and the spine. And we can move our shoulder in a nice circular action because it's a ball and socket joint. It's not quite exactly ball and socket, but pretty close to it. The hip definitely is a ball and socket, so we can move that through circumduction. We can take our wrists. They're not true ball and socket joints, but we can do a circular action with our wrists, also with our ankles, with our cervical spine, the head, and with the lumbar area of our spine, we can do circumduction. So we're going to be applying that to our training today because each time we move that joint through a different plane, we're slightly activating the muscles differently. If you don't want to do weights today, this is a wonderful range of motion class. So if we're doing a circular action, you don't want to add weights, you're going to be getting that good nice benefit of working through that range of motion. But I have the option to add weights for a little bit more of a challenge. So I have those over off to the side. Let's start with our Tai Chi form. And if you back yourself up in your space as far as you can, most of the forms move forward. One moves directly to the side and one moves directly back. Actually, two move directly to the side. So let's find our good posture first and come with your feet almost touching together. Roll your shoulders back. Really good alignment, and I want you to make yourself feel as tall as you possibly can. And we'll take a breath in. Let the arms sweep forward as we step out to the right. And then as you exhale, drop the arms down with soft wrists and slightly soften through your knees. Abdominals are really engaged. We'll shift over into that right foot into our right ball. So we're holding a ball here. It can be any size that you want to make the ball. It's all your own styling of your form. And then we'll begin by doing roll the ball. So we'll do a little prep to the right, a small twist. Step directly out to the side, lead with your heel, and then switch your hands. So now the left hand is on top into left ball, tapping the right foot, prep to that left side, step out right, and roll the ball. That's our first form. Brush the wild horse's mane, prep to the right, step out left on a diagonal, lead with your heel, and then just switch the position of your hands. You're looking towards your left palm. Your right palm is down by your hip. Then we'll pivot on the heel to turn the foot forward and come into left ball, stepping that right foot in. Same thing on the left side. Prep to the left. Brush the wild horse's mane. Working on control and balance. Pivot on the heel. Step into right ball. Our next form is single whip. As we prep to the right, we'll make a little hook with our right hand. Leave your hand there. Step directly out to the left and block away. So now your palm turns away from your face. As you pivot on the left heel, let the hook go and then come into left ball. Prep to the left. Make your hook with your left hand. Step directly out to the side. Turn your palm away from you. Block. As you pivot on the heel, let go of the hook and come in to right ball. Waving hands like clouds. So start to prep to the right, and as you step directly to the left, your arms just switch, and you take 3 steps moving to the left. You're slightly rotating your body with each step. On the third step, your left hand stays on top into left ball. We pause and reverse direction, stepping right 3 times. And you're looking with the direction you're moving. On that third step, we stay here into right ball and hold. Next form is repulse monkey, so we move backward. So you'll step back behind you with this left foot on a slight diagonal. Once the ball of your foot connects, open your arms out, your right palm blocks forward, your left palm is up, and you pull your toes up on your right foot. Look behind you toward that back hand. Then step your right foot to meet the left, left ball. A slight prep, step back with the right foot, open out, block with the front hand, look toward the back hand, pull the front toes up, and step into right ball. Pause there for a moment, reconnect. You have most of your body weight on this right foot. Our next form is brush knee. So this bottom hand, as we step out on the diagonal, brushes low across the left thigh, and we block out, pivot on the foot to face forward, and do a little roll the ball action to come into left ball. A little prep, bottom hand brushes across as we push, pivot on the heel, rolling the ball action to come into right ball. Fair lady works the shuttles. We'll prep to the right, step out on the left diagonal, and as you do, your hands switch positions and you block the sun with your left hand and you push out with your right hand. And then we pivot on the heel and come into left ball. Rotate to prep, step out right, the hands switch, we block the sun and press away, pivot on the heel, coming into right ball. And then our last form, I'm going to step back just a little bit to make sure I'm in frame. Our last form is grasp the peacock's tail. So we'll prep to the right. As you step out on the diagonal, your hands both switch positions and block forward. When we shift our body weight back, our palms are facing each other as we brush that peacock's tail. Come into push hands, the wrists connect. Then draw back, a little bit of a flexion through the wrists. Push forward. Pivot on the heel as the hands come back to the front. Come into left ball, tapping the foot. It's our most complex form. Pivot to the left slightly or prep to the left. Take the hands out as you strike that heel. Then take it along the tail, pull your right toes up. Come into push hands, the wrists connect. Draw back, a little softness through your wrists. Press forward with both hands. Pivot on the heel as the hands come forward. Shift into right ball. Then our closing, as we step out with the left foot, put your hands on your shoulders, brush away, step in with the right foot as you return to your starting position. Nice, really good posture, long spine. Let's step back. Now all I'm going to do is go through the final 4 forms because we haven't done those as much. So give yourself a little room behind you for repulse monkey. Stand on your right foot, tap your left, we're in right ball. Step behind you, open out, block, look back toward the back hand. Step in, left ball. Step back, open out, block the front hand, look back to the back hand. Step in, right ball. Brush knee, step out, bottom arm brushes, block. Pivot on the heel, roll the ball action, and then again to the right. Prep, brush knee, push, pivot on the heel, roll the ball. Fair lady works the shuttles. Prep, step out diagonal, block the sun, both palms are pressing away. Pivot on the heel, come back into left ball. Prep, Step out, block the sun, pivot, and come into right ball. Grasp the peacock's tail. We'll prep, step out, both hands push away. Shift your body weight as you skim along the peacock's tail. Push hands, pressing away. Draw back. Press one more time away. Center, come on that heel pivot and come into left ball. Repeat, prep, push out. Draw along the peacock's tail, palms are facing in. Push hands, press. Draw back and push. Pivot on the heel and right ball. Hands come to shoulders. Brush away, release down, and step in. Good. I just wanted to revisit those final four one more time because we haven't had the chance to do those as much. Okay, I hope the body's nice and warm. So what we're going to do today is work on circumduction. And if you would like to use a chair or a wall for balance, this is going to involve a lot of standing on one foot. And we're going to use weights as well. So if you prefer to hold onto a wall or a chair, you can be using one arm with the exercises, or if you really want to challenge your balance, go ahead and grab two hand weights. And I'm staying really super light here, so I'm just going with my 3-pounders. So one of our exercises in our New York Times is called the tandem stance. So I'd like for you to stand with your right foot in front of your left, the heel of your right foot connecting to the left big toe. And then squeeze your inner thighs together. Draw in your abdominals and stand with a long spine. Bend your elbows about 90 degrees, and we're going to do circumduction of the wrists. So just start to roll your wrists in a circular action. We're going to go 30 seconds one way and then 30 seconds the other. And again, you don't have to use weights, so you can do this circumduction action without the hand weights. You can go heavier than I am. I've just got 3s, but you can go heavier. And we are working the muscles of the forearms, not too tightly squeezing the weights. Good, 10 seconds. Still focusing on balance here in our tandem stance. Now reverse direction. Going the other way for 30 seconds. Good, so our goal is to at least be able to stand in tandem stance for 1 minute without falling out of that. If you lose your balance, just come back. If you need to hold on to a chair, then you're just working one wrist. And then when we do the other side, you'll switch hands. Nicely done, keep it going. 10 seconds. Do you feel some work there in the forearms? 2 more times around. And then relax your arms down by your side. Now the leg that's in front, we're going to pick up that knee as the arms go forward. Open and come back down. So this is circumduction of both the right knee and the both of your shoulders. Forward, out, and around. Again, without weights, still a super challenge. Or one hand on your wall or chair and you're only working one arm. We have 2 more, so we've got 5 reps moving this direction. 1 more. Then we reverse. So as the arms go out, the knee goes out, we circle around and come in. It's a big challenge not to tap your foot down to the floor, but if you need to, it's there for you each time you come around. 2 more. And 1 more. and relax your foot down. Now your left foot comes to the front. You're in tandem stance. Squeeze your inner thighs, stand tall. Bring your elbows to about 90 degrees. And then we're going to work circumduction of the shoulders with the elbows bent about 90. So what we do is go out, down, and forward. So this is going to give us some rotator cuff action. Because I'm not actually circumducting the shoulder joint itself, actually rotating the humerus in that shoulder joint because my elbows are not coming away from the midline of my body. So we're going to be doing 30 seconds each direction. You're also getting a fair amount of bicep work here too. One more circle. And then staying in that tandem stance, reverse. So come down, around, and forward. Now it's okay if your elbows slightly straighten a little and slightly bend, but that's not really what I'm working on, is moving the elbow joint. I'm moving the upper arm in the shoulder joint with those muscles that rotate that arm bone. Good job, pull those abs in, 2 more. And 1 more. Relax your arms, your left knee picks up. We bring the arms forward, around, and down. We're going slow and controlled, 5 reps. You can make this circle smaller, so if you need to keep it right in here for any shoulder issues you have, that's great. You're still doing circumduction. 2 more. Notice how much your standing leg is really working. All right, let's reverse this. Open out. Come around for 5. And 4. It's okay if you need to use the wall or your chair or no weights at all. Good, good, good. 1 more time. And relax. Nicely done. Step your feet out a little bit wider. Turn your toes out slightly. And we are going to bend the left knee into a little lunge. And then as you shift your body weight, lift that knee up. Ooh, that's challenging. Hold your balance. Step out, do a lunge. So bend your knee and lift up. And out and lift up. So with our weights now, the arms are low. We do a bicep curl. Optional press up. Step out, lunge. Curl, optional, press up. Good, take this at your own pace. Nice job. Do 3 more on this side, roughly a total of 8 reps. This is helping us work on that single leg stance in our list of exercises we're focusing on for the month. Good job, we have time for 1 more. Step out to the lunge to finish and switch legs. So we'll bend the right knee, come in, lift the knee up. So we did 3 on the other side without the arm work. So if you want to do the same thing here, you can, or you can go ahead and start the arm work. This side is more challenging for me. I can feel the difference big time. Think about your focal point. Where are you looking? Your drishti, your breathing. All of those things that we use to help us assist with balance. The connection of our core. Now I'm not taking a really big lunge to the side, because with that arthritis in my knee, it doesn't feel that great, but I'm still doing a small one to get the action of the muscle. If you want to step wider and take it deeper, you certainly can. Let's get 2 more on this side. And 1 more. Step out to finish and relax. All right, so coming to a standing bird dog. And again, if you need to use your chair for balance, then you can set one of your weights down. We're going to have the weight in the right hand, which means in our standing bird dog, the left leg will be back. Now your left arm is just going to hang down, so that one's not going to do anything. Our right arm will circumduct. So the arm comes forward. We circle it around as far as we feel comfortable and then lower it back down. So if you feel any pain at all doing this with hand weights, just set the weight down and do this only with your arm to work it through range of motion. Hips are squared. Little soft bend in your standing knee. Let's go 1 more time around this direction. Now, if you need a break, take it. Otherwise, we reverse the arm. So it goes back first and around as far to the front as you'd like and lower it down. If you need to tap your big toe behind you to help with balance, that's great. 3 more this direction, so I'm going 5 and 5. Wow, I feel my right ankle and my right shin muscle, it's given out. I'm going to keep my foot down and do the last one. And then relax. So this right foot that we stood on, we're going to lift that off the floor right in front of us and do an ankle circumduction. So just rotate your ankle around. I'm going to face forward so I can look at my timer in front of me. We're going to do 30 seconds. Now it's okay if this moves up here at the hip a little bit, but I want you to try to keep it down into the ankle joint. Circle that as much as you can. 10 seconds. Wow. I wonder if you guys are feeling this the same way I am. Okay, let's reverse this. Now, while you're standing, if you want to do any arm exercises, feel free to do that. Do some bicep curls, do some shoulder raises. You could circumduct your wrists at the same time, maybe. But I'm just focusing here on this ankle. All right, last circle around this direction and relax. Okay, so that was the foot we stood on before. So now we have to stand on the left foot. The left arm is the one that we're going to be working with the weight. The right foot is back. Find your standing bird dog, get your balance first. Your right arm just hangs straight down. Your left arm goes forward, around, any amount to the back, and down. We have 5 repetitions. So if you need help with balance, then you've got your right hand maybe on your chair or wall. Circumducting the shoulder. There's 4. 1 more. And if you need a break before you start to reverse, you can shake out that leg a little bit. And then let's reverse direction. 5 repetitions. Back, around, and lower. Oh, that ankle's starting to complain. 3, 2, and 1, and rise up. So the leg we were standing on, we're going to give it a double punch because that's the one we're going to circle the ankle. Standing, circle that ankle around. So it was my left one, your left one, and you're going the same direction for 30 seconds. And I want you to make as big of a circle with your big toe as you can. So you're really getting a good range of motion, circumducting the ankle. 5, 4, 3, 2, and reverse. Again, if you want to do anything with your arms, you can just hold them out if you want to add some isometric work. Wow, this is really getting that tibialis anterior, which is the muscle right in the front of the shin, off to the lateral aspect. 10 seconds. I'm having a hard time not moving my upper leg. 3, 2, and 1, and relax. Shake those legs out a little bit. Excellent. So we've still got some weights. We're going to come into our body weight squats. If you want to pick up something heavier, now you can. So take your feet about hips distance apart and squat it down. Then as you rise up, we're going to lift the right knee up and then squat it down, lift the left knee up. So we're moving from side to side through our single leg stance. Anything you want to do with your arms, I'm just bringing them forward for a little bit of a shoulder raise with bent elbows. You can do a bicep curl. Good. Okay, so keep this going. We're going to start to add circumduction of the arms around. Squat, lift the knee up, circumduct the arms. Good job. One more each side, circumducting this direction. And then we'll go the other direction with the arm circle. I'm keeping these a little bit below the shoulder level, but if your weights are pretty light or you're not working with weights at all, you can make this range of motion bigger if it feels okay for your shoulders. It's not contraindicated because it's something that our shoulders are designed to do. All right, last one. And squat and rise up. One of the exercises we've been working on is the lateral leg lift. So I'd like you to stand on your right leg. And we are going to circumduct this hip by bringing the leg forward and around, forward and around. And I'm going to let you decide if you want to add any arms, but we've done circumducting of the wrists. We've done the rotator cuff, so that would be something nice to add in, but you decide. Good, we're going for about 30 seconds this direction. Make a nice big circle. Now we reverse. Go back, around, and lift. So there's a lot that's happening here because we first have to balance, right? We have to ground into the standing leg, find the strength and the stability to be able to do that while we're activating these muscles of the hip. 10 seconds this direction. Good job, good job. One more circle. And relax. Okay, option to go back into squats, both feet on the ground, down and up, or to balance this leg we just worked, cross the ankle over your knee, and we'll come down into a baby squat and stand up. Down into a baby squat, stand up. 3 more for 5. Good job. Balance and leg strength. 2 and 1. Ooh, I dumped out of that one at the end. Okay, so now let's balance on our left foot. Come into the lateral leg lift. Anything you want to do with your arms here will bring the leg forward and around. Now, what about your ankle here? I have it in dorsiflexion, but you can point your toe also in plantar flexion. It might drag across the floor though, so that's why I have it flexed. We're doing 30 seconds this direction. Anything with your arms that you want to do. Good, nice and stable in your left leg to stand. 1 more circle this direction. Ooh, and reverse. Good job. Really find your edge all the way around that circle. Going for 30 seconds. Range of motion, balance, stability. 1 more circle around. And rest. You're either going back into squats on both legs, or the leg that you circled will cross over, and we're doing 5 baby squats. Down and up. Now you can also tap your toe barely to the floor and do it like this. Actually, that's harder for me to balance, but you do have the option of using the floor. 3. Oh, this is tough on this side. 2. And 1. Maximum for me. Okay, so what we're doing is going down to the floor now, back into our bird dog. So if you need to drag your mat out, get that out for you. And again, you're having the option of using a weight with this. We're going to work circumduction of the hips again from a different aspect of gravity. So come on down to your hands and knees and come into a nice all fours position. Now bring your right knee up with a bend in your knee and then circle it out and back down. So it goes up, around, and down. As you do that circling action, make sure you're not moving your pelvis. So it's just in your leg. If you want to add weight, then you tuck that right behind the back of the knee. You're going to give it a hug and lift it up, out, and around. So to make this more challenging, we have to lift the left hand off the mat. So now we're in spinal balance. And let's lift and circle around. Really zip up your abs. You can take out any of those layers I offered you for levels moving up. Nice job. 1 more circle around this way, going up and around. And then reverse. So you'll go out, around, and down. Out, around, and down. Hip circumduction. This is really strengthening the hip, those deep external rotators, the glutes. Good, we have 10 seconds moving this direction. One more circle. And relax it down. Good, release that weight. We're going to take a little stretch for this leg we just worked. So the right leg, bring it forward and then do a little baby pigeon here. Now you can also just roll over on your right hip and bend both knees and make this a modified pigeon. Just fold over that front leg and just relax those muscles that we just worked. Let them stretch. Make sure you're not feeling any pain in your knee here. You're getting that stretch in your hip. One more breath. And then slide yourself back to all fours, your hands and knees. And we'll break down the action on the other leg. So let's just lift up the left knee, straight up, come around and down. It's just a little dress rehearsal because it always feels different when we go to the other side. And then your option is going to be to add weight behind the left knee. Hold it in there, grip it tight by activating your hamstring. And then your last option is to come into full bird dog spinal balance by lifting your right hand off the mat. And let's circle it around. Now make sure this isn't involving your back. So I don't want you to feel like your back is arching when the knee goes up. Keep those abdominals really pulled in. Slow and controlled. One more circle here. And then reverse, open the leg side, up and around and down. So it's as big of a circle as you can get without moving your pelvis or rocking your body side to side. So really keep intent and solid in that work. 15 seconds. Right hand can come down if you need. 2 more circles. And 1 more. Release it down. Take the weight out, and that left knee that you just worked comes to the front. And we come into our pigeon. You can be upright here, or you can roll over onto your hip, bend both knees like a Z-sit, and lower your body forward. Just let any tension relax that's in the hips and glutes. Sometimes in class we don't stretch the muscles until the very end, but it's oftentimes really nice to stretch it immediately afterward and just really feel that muscle lengthening. Let's take 1 more breath. And then we'll rise up. Come to a seated position. So bending both knees is a good way to start for this. So we have, and if you can't get your feet all the way down on the floor, that's okay if your heels are on, but your feet are up. And we'll extend your right leg straight out. So a lot of different angles with our body. We can bring our chest upright. We can lean back a little bit if we want to with this, and sometimes that gives us a little bit more freedom of movement. Option, take your weights. We are going to bring our arms up, take that leg up, and then circle it around, and up, and circle it around. Now you can do some shoulder circumduction as well with both arms coming around. We're going 30 seconds. Try not to slouch here, really keeping nice neutral spine. Ankle can be dorsiflexed or plantar flexed. You can mix it up a little bit. Good, 1 more circle here. If you need a break, take it. Otherwise, we're going right into the other direction. Now, if this is starting to really bother your back, set your weights down, bring your hands behind you, give yourself a little bit of support with this because you're still getting this work, right? You're still getting some core work, but you're giving yourself a little bit of support. 10 seconds. Good. 2 more. And 1 more. And relax. So I don't know about you, but it's my right quad that really feels like it needs to be stretched. So we're going to take this leg, bring it around. You can grab your ankle and pull this back, or you can just set your leg off to the side here and lean your body back. Your goal is to lengthen out that muscle we just worked with a nice quad stretch. It's interesting how the quad muscles are one of those muscles that really gets a burn going. It seems to be the quads and the calves mostly. Other muscles, they kind of fatigue, but they don't really burn. The quad, the calves, they burn. And I don't know if that has something to do with the lactic acid buildup in the muscle tissue. Must be. Okay, you ready to try the other side? Say yes. All right, so we have both knees bent to start. The left leg goes out. Your body can be upright. And here's another way you can support yourself if you want to do it this way. You can hold on to your knee. You can lean back a little bit. You can grab your weights. And we lift that leg up and circle around. You can use the arms in circumduction as well. If you don't want to circumduct your shoulders, you can circumduct your rotator cuffs. We did that before. You can also just circumduct your wrists. And it's like walking and chewing gum, right? Sometimes it really feels uncoordinated. But do your best. 1 more this direction. If you need a break, take it. Otherwise, we're reversing. And we've got 30 seconds. See if you can firm up your posture a little bit more. Oh, that quad is heating up. Breathing, pulling the abdominals in. 10 seconds. I don't know about you, but does your right knee want to go out and circle too? Yes. Last one, come around and relax. Weights go down. So this left leg that's in front is the one we want to stretch the quad. So that one's got to come around to the outside. And then we can hold at the ankle, or we can just let it relax on the floor and lean back. I was always amazed by those people in my yoga class. If we were doing this, they could lay all the way down on the ground. No, my quads would never allow me to do that. Right about here, I've got my maximum stretch. Keep breathing through it. We're feeling that lactic acid burn kind of dissipate a little bit. 2 more breaths. And come up. So we just used our left leg, so I want to go back to the right. So I want you to lay on your left side. And this is going to look opposite when I'm facing you. But lay on your left side. Support your head here in a nice relaxed position. And we are going to bring that leg forward, up, back behind you, and all the way around. And I want you to make as big of a circle as you can without letting your pelvis rock forward and back. Now, if you want to add some weights, this is a great opportunity to do a little bit of rotator cuff. And you can do it in a circular action. 10 seconds moving this direction. Slow and controlled. 1 more circle. And then we reverse, so it goes forward, back, and up. So your arm is basically doing the same thing as your leg, but you're keeping your elbow tucked in. So I'm not necessarily doing this, although you could, but keeping that elbow tucked in is really going to fire that rotator cuff. 10 seconds moving this direction. Good job. One more circle. And then relax. Set your weight down. So this was this outer thigh glute complex. We're going to take this leg that we worked and bring it in front. And a couple of different ways that you can bring it. You can set it on the floor this way, or you can set it on the floor with your knee up. And we're going to try to pick up the bottom leg off the floor and do small circumductions, activating your inner thighs. And again, if you want to do some arm work here, you certainly can. I'm going to give mine a rest and just really focus on that circular action on the bottom leg. If you have this leg anchored, then it'll help you not to move your pelvis. If your knee doesn't reach the floor, you can set a little prop underneath your knee. Let's reverse. Feels really strange to go the other direction with this bottom leg. And I'm trying to keep that bottom leg as straight as I can. Going for 30 seconds this direction. Ooh, it's a small movement, but mighty. Good job, 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and relax. All right, press yourself up to sit. And then as you do, bring both feet down on the ground. And we're just going to open our knees out and fold forward for a little bit of a butterfly stretch, inner thigh. Not here too long. We'll hold it a little bit longer after we do the other direction. All right, let's get comfy laying on the other side. So we're switching legs. And it's a little easier to keep your hips stacked if this bottom leg is bent. If you have it all the way straight, then your body's going to start rocking and tipping. So let this bottom knee bend. Grab my weights. I can do my rotator cuff here. And then that top leg goes forward, up, around, and all the way to the back. And if you want to add your rotator cuff in, it's doing a similar circumduction action. The arm circumduction doesn't have to be big. That rotator cuff is going to fire. Good, 10 seconds. Check in, make sure you're not moving your pelvis. Let's do one more circle. And then reverse it. So go back, lift up, around to the front. Option with the arm added in. And when I'm doing these rotator cuff exercises, 3 pounds for me is plenty. So if you're saying, wow, I've got my lightest weights and I can't get very many reps, that's totally normal with this muscle group. So we don't want to force it. 2 more this direction. And 1 more. And then relax. So this top leg kind of gets an automatic stretch by bringing it forward. That's going to lengthen it. So while this one is stretching, we extend the bottom leg out, lift it up off the ground, and then circle it, whichever way you want to start first. If you want to do something with arms, maybe a wrist circumduction would be good. But do we always have to do the arms with the legs? No, you can just focus on this. Whatever you want to do at home is great. But it's always a really efficient workout if we can do arms and legs at the same time. 2 more this direction. And then reverse that circle. If you're saying, gosh, I can barely get my leg up off the floor, that's normal. It doesn't have a lot of range of motion going medially past the midline of the body, right? It's really small. Wow. This one's starting to talk to me. Brace those abs, keep breathing. 10 seconds. Two more. And one more. Relax. Press yourself back up. And then let's come into that butterfly stretch again. Soles of the feet come together. Knees open. Relax through the inner thigh groin and take a little stretch forward. One more breath. And then we are back on our feet to do a couple of more circumduction exercises. Either 2 weights, 1 in each hand, or if you've got something heavy, I kind of like to do this one and hold a weight like this. So you can take one of your heavier ones. Bring your feet about hip distance apart, soften your knees. And this is called the halo. So bend your elbows, and we are going to take that weight to the right ear, behind the head, to the left ear, my bun's getting in the way, and forward. So you're going around the back of the head. Now you can add some side bending action with this. So as you go to the right side, bend your waist, slightly go back, and then go to the left. So it's almost like a baby circumduction of the spine. Two more this direction. It's great for the core, really good for the shoulders and for the triceps. All right, relax. If you need a big time break, you can straighten your arms. Soften those knees. Bring the weight up to your chest. We're moving to the left ear, behind the head, to the right ear, and back to the chest or right under the chin. And then add any kind of organic movement with the waist, side bend. This really feels great in my back. It's loosening up any tension, and yet I feel the work at the same time. Keep control of your entire core. The front, the back, the sides, the obliques, the spinal extensors, the spinal flexors. 2 more moving this direction. One more. And relax. Great, set that weight down. So our last circumduction is in the neck, and I want to caution you to be careful not to go back really far. So when we circle the neck, we'll start by dropping the right ear to the right shoulder, bring the chin down towards the chest, circle it over to the left, and then here, not throwing our head back, but just lifting our chin up. And then again to that right side. So we can lengthen our neck here without hyperflexing it by pinching the back of our cervical vertebrae. And one more, I'll give us about 30 seconds. And then bring your head back to neutral. Just check in, see how everything's feeling. Make sure you're not feeling any pain. You can reduce the range of motion here. Then we'll go to the left first, down to the chest, to the right, and lift the chin up without throwing the head back. 30 seconds. I hear all kinds of crunchiness. Once we get to this age, most of us have a little bit of degenerative disc disease going on, and I think that's that crunchy that I'm hearing. Let's go one more time around. And relax to the center. To finish our practice, we'll take 3 breaths with an arm circle forward. Inhale. All the way around, exhale. 2 more. Shoulder circumduction. And 1 more. And nicely done, everybody. I hope the bodies feel really good. The joints circled out and worked out. You feel like a lot of balance and goodness for your body today. If you can stay on with me, fantastic. I'll turn our recording off for YouTube.